What's up, everyone? I know you're probably wondering, why is she on here? She's off. Well, there's so much news that we decided to jump on here to share a little bit with you this morning. So if you happen to be in the room, just come on in the room. If you happen to tune in, we know a lot of you have gone on about your week because we were supposed to be off, but we do have some news today, and we thought it was only fair to come on. We also have some elections today as well, and we thought it would be just great to come on in here. So I see y'all coming in here. So come on, let me know who's here. Again, technically, we're not on today. We're supposed to be off all week. I see you, Elizabeth Towns. But we decided to come in today because there's been so much going on. And people have been inboxing us, asking us questions, and emailing us. So I decided it's Tuesday morning, come on live. I see you, Deborah Sneed. If y'all want to share this, the two of you, that'd be great, so that people know that we are here. Say, hey, she did, look, there's a surprise appearance today on the committee. Well, I did a surprise appearance today on News in Motion. What's up, Adrian? What's up, Dr. Antoinette? Yes, y'all, this is live. This is live. We could not just sit back and let all this news happen. You said you missed us. We miss y'all too. That's why we came on here this morning. We decided we needed to jump on here. Yes, Mike Nicholson. What? So look, we're the surprise on News in Motion. How about that? But we wanted to we're not going to be long. We just wanted to hit on a couple key facts, and then we're off of here. But we did not want to stay silent doing everything that was going on. So I rolled out of bed and made it happen this morning. So good to see all of you. Thank you, Deborah, for sharing. So real quick, y'all, we have 8 states. We have 8 states that will hold primaries today. And all of them are important, but there are a few of them that are definitely important. We have Colorado. What's up, Stephanie Ridge Hall? We have Colorado. We have Illinois. We have Mississippi, Nebraska, New York. Thank you for sharing, Elizabeth. Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Utah. Again, the 8 states that will hold primaries today, and they are extremely important, especially Illinois, New York, and South Carolina. Their primaries are very, very, very important. I see you, Karen. So again, the 8 states are Colorado, Illinois, Mississippi, Nebraska, New York, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Utah. If you have not early voted in those states, please be sure to get to the polling locations today. You can go to ballotpedia.org to get a sample ballot. If you have not been following the election, excuse me. Thank you, Dr. Antoinette. I see you, Kenny Stanley. Get the sample ballot and complete it before going to the polls. Do your research. Do as much research as you can. If you get that sample ballot now, you'll be able to do some research on that. Excuse me, allergy. So, all right, the next thing we want to talk about, and again, there was so much news, we decided not to just sit back and do nothing. So, and it was actually weighing heavy on me. And I was talking to Kenny Stanley yesterday. And Kenny, if you want to pop in, let me know. If not, I'll talk about Brittany myself. I guess you need the link, so let me know if you need a link and I'll get it to you. So that's happening now. The other thing that's happening today that we learned late yesterday is that January 6th committee investigating Trump's coup, insurrection, whatever may be going on, has announced a surprise hearing today. I see you, Dana. I see you, Jeffrey Payne, coming in from YouTube. I see you, Diane Ladybug. And people are beginning to speculate who that individual or those individuals may be. We don't know who they are. We have no idea. There's a few names out there, like there's been somebody put out there that Cassidy Hutchinson, Mark Meadows, former aide we don't know. So when it comes to news media, y'all be careful not to just put names out there until they have been verified. We don't know. I'm with you, Elizabeth Towns. I'm with you. I'm not going to say it on air, but if y'all are in the thread, y'all can see what Elizabeth Towns wrote. And most of the thread ends up in Facebook. That's where the majority of the people come. But in YouTube, what I'll do is I'll put I'll carry over some of these chats to YouTube so you can see them. But it's very important not to speculate. There's so much going on, y'all. We have to be careful not to speculate. The fact that they had that, now here's what's interesting. The committee had gone home for recess. It takes a lot for them to turn around, leave their vacations, their family, or whatnot to fly back in. And they flew back in on yesterday, is my understanding that the majority of them did. Some of them had to take private jets. Others had to have security. There was so much. There's so many moving pieces and parts. That means it's pretty significant. It will come on today at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I believe it's on all the major networks. That's still unfolding. If you cannot find it there, and I'm doing the boards myself today, January6.house.gov/news. That's where you'll be able to get to see this live. If you cannot find it on any other network, that's where you'll be able to get this live. So y'all be careful with speculating. We always want to make sure that we are factual and true to what's going on. Now, for those of you who have not registered to vote, I want to give this a vote piece here, and then I'm going to go to the Supreme Court of the United States. If you have not registered to vote, I'm begging you to do so. And you'll hear why in a few moments. Number one, you should be a registered voter if you are of age. You can go to www.iwillvote.com and register to vote. It is so important to register to vote. So important to register to vote. So make sure you're doing that as well. Okay, I didn't hear back from Kenny, so I'll just go ahead and do this. Hey, not unless Kenny's coming in, I have everything on Do Not Disturb because I'm doing all this myself this morning. So Kenny, just put in the chat if you want to come in. If not, I'll just go ahead and talk about Brittany. So y'all, FBI, we learned that FBI seized the phone of John Eastman. He's a key figure, they're saying, in Trump's plot and this insurrection and everything that's going on. So that is starting to come out. The agency seized the cell phone of John Eastman, an attorney who advised former President Trump on schemes to overturn the 2020 election. Now, Eastman has filed a lawsuit asking the Justice Department to return his property and destroy any records it has obtained after FBI agents in New Mexico stopped him as he was leaving a restaurant last week. So that's happening, y'all. There's a lot that's going on. There's so many moving pieces and parts. It is crazy. All right, y'all. So then on yesterday, we had the Russian missile which struck and hit a crowd shopping at the mall in Ukraine, where they said they weren't going to do that. Well, that happened. Russian long-range bomber struck a crowded shopping mall in Ukraine's central city with the missile raising fears of what President Zelensky called an unimaginable number of victims in one of the most daring terrorist attacks in European history. Ukraine's emergency services reported late Monday that at least 16 people were dead and 60 were wounded. I see you, Kenny. Okay, thank you. Speaking of dead and wounded, y'all, we learned yesterday that 46 migrants were found dead inside a tractor trailer near San Antonio. Authorities said 46 people believed to be migrants attempting to enter the U.S., from Mexico, were found dead inside a tractor trailer abandoned near San Antonio, Texas. With record heat, they were saying it was high 90s, low 100s. 16 others, including 4 children, were taken to a hospital in various conditions. So I wanted to share that with you. All right, so let's get to other news that we want to talk about. Brittany Griner, some of that news rolled out on yesterday. Brittany Griner, the attorney said a hearing could start this Friday in Russia, but they're saying that it could be up to another 6 months, so a possible 6 months. So that is still happening, y'all. There's so much happening. And I would want to, a call to action is to really beg you to stay in contact with your representatives, whether that is through leaving voicemail messages, whether it's sending emails, whatever that may look like. I'm asking you to please, please, please stay in contact, y'all. Together, we can make a difference with all that's going on. The other thing I want to share with you, and this is where I want to get to, the Supreme Court has been doing a lot over the last week and a half. Miranda rights. The Supreme Court ruled on Thursday that suspects may not sue officers who fail to inform them of their right to remain silent for damages. Y'all, it kind of like I've been following some of this, and it kind of like rocks what comes to the knock and enter. So y'all, you have to really be mindful of what's happening and why it is happening. I'm still watching this unfold, but what I'm hearing, and I haven't read the entire opinion yet, but the Miranda rights, again, the Supreme Court on Thursday ruled that suspects may not sue officers who fail to inform them of their right to remain silent for damages. So y'all, that's huge. Don't miss that. Also, the Second Amendment, the Supreme Court struck down a New York gun law enacted more than a century ago that placed restrictions on carrying a concealed handgun outside of the home. Justice Clarence Thomas wrote in his 6-3 majority opinion that the Constitution protects rights, a right to carry a gun outside the home. So we have that. I see you, Isaiah. I see you, Isaiah. Firing squad. See, see, so many of us were keyed in on certain rulings. There's some other rulings that took place, and hold on, I'm gonna get to that. Firing squad. The Supreme Court on Thursday ruled in favor of a death row inmate in Georgia who is challenging the state's lethal injection protocol and seeks to die by firing squad, a method not currently authorized in the state. That happened, y'all. They ruled in favor of the death row inmate to be put to death by a firing squad, a method not currently authorized in the state. We think that's only happening on TV and in movies. No, and they just ruled on this. You didn't hear about that one, did you? Now, y'all, here's another one that snuck in last week. Voter ID. See, y'all, all of these that happened on Thursday, we weren't really paying attention to because we were paying attention to the other one that came out on Friday. So voter ID, y'all, the Supreme Court said on Thursday that 2 Republican leaders of the North Carolina legislature could step in to defend the state's voter ID law, even though the state's attorney general, a Democrat, is already doing so. This opinion will make it easier for other state government officials to intervene in some instances in lawsuits when the state government is divided. I'm going to read that one to you again, especially coming into the midterm elections, y'all. This is huge. This is huge. This is voter ID. This happened at the U.S. Supreme Court level on Thursday. Again, it says the Supreme Court said on Thursday that 2 Republican leaders of the North Carolina legislature could step in to defend the state's voter ID law, even though the state's attorney general, a Democrat, is already doing so. And again, this opinion will make it easier for other state government officials to intervene in some instances in lawsuits when the state government is divided. Y'all, that's big, which means for all of you, I've already given you the banner. Go to iwillvote.com. Again, iwillvote.com. If you are not a registered voter, register. If you are currently a registered voter, check your voting status. That is extremely important. All right, y'all, Medicare, that came out too, y'all. The Supreme Court on Friday upheld, this is good news, upheld the approach taken by the Department of Health and Human Services in calculating certain Medicare payments for hospitals that serve a large number of low-income patients. All right, y'all, the legal challenge targeted Health and Human Services interpretation of the formula used to calculate Medicare disproportionate share hospital adjustments known as DSH payments. Now, the High Court said the agency did not misinterpret the law with a policy it rolled out in the mid-2000s that dictated the payments hospital received for treatment a disproportionate share of low-income patients. So that's out there. That's out there as well. Y'all, then we also had a religious school funding that actually happened earlier in the week. What happened yesterday is a different ruling. The Supreme Court said last Tuesday that Maine cannot exclude religious schools from a tuition assistance program. We did report on this last week. I just want to touch on it again today, that allowed parents to use vouchers to send their children to public or private schools. That was a 6-3 ruling. And if y'all notice, all of these are now depend upon the president that nominated the party of the president that nominated the Supreme Court justices. So that is happening. That is happening. I see y'all coming up in here. All right. So then on yesterday, we had the ruling. Let me find it. We had the ruling that the Supreme Court sided with former Bremerton, Washington high school football coach, ruling that he has constitutional right to pray on the field. And we all got excited about that. And then on Friday, we got into the Supreme Court in a 5-4 ruling, struck down the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade decision that federally protected a woman's right to have an abortion. The decision was long anticipated after a leaked draft of the ruling that was obtained by Politico last May. So I'm sharing all that to say a lot happened over the past week. A lot has happened in the past 48 hours. And when it comes to the Supreme Court, there are more rulings that will be rolling out in the fall. Now, I want to just briefly talk about this and talk about why we must vote. Voting is really important, and we have to understand. That's why I tell you all here on News in Motion, don't take my word for it. Read it yourself. We've given you so many links and so many resources and so many references that I'm asking you to tap into to find all of this out on your own. With that being said, we cannot forget precedent. And I've been talking to different attorneys. I even talked to a former judge here in Central Ohio, and we were just talking about how once a precedent has been set, it puts in motion other things. So while we may be so excited about any number of these things in the ruling that came out of the Supreme Court, we also have to prepare for what's to come. And we don't know what that is. In the argument of Justice Clarence Thomas, he talks about, now that this precedent has been set, and these are my words, not his, now that this precedent has been set when it comes to Roe v. Wade, he started bringing in other things that he would like the courts, the justices, to look at and possibly overturn. So where we may be excited on one end, something else may be happening on the other end. Let's take yesterday, the ruling of prayer. And many people were excited, and I'm like, yeah, you should be able to pray. But now that there's a precedent, you cannot just say Christians can pray. You also open the door for other religions, other people to bring their prayers into public places. And that's only right. That's only fair. But that's what a precedent will do. It will overturn, and it creates the argument for the next. So as we are looking at things, we also have to be fair and balanced as to say, okay, what's next? What's to come, and our importance and our value to voting our morals and our values as well. So y'all, a lot is happening. We cannot become weary in this season. We have to still register people to vote. I shared with y'all before we signed off last week during our 2-year anniversary. Y'all, we are now officially walking into our 3rd year. We're now 2 years and a few days. So we're headed towards that year number 3. But as I shared with you, we registered a little over 25,000 people to vote collectively over the last 2 years. Well, we have a goal. We want to register another 25,000 by September. So we all have to get to work. And we're real excited about that. We're here to bring you news. We're not here to bring you propaganda. We're not here to give you all these different spins. We are here to give you facts after we looked at them. Even this morning, I said, can I really do this? I haven't really studied all the news. I've tried to get away from it, but I knew this was important to come on and to share this, especially some of the rulings, y'all. Miranda rights. How many of y'all knew about that? The Second Amendment, the firing squad, voter ID. How many of y'all knew about that? Y'all, that's concerning. Medicare, religious school funding. So there's more to this, and as things will continue to unfold. Hopefully, we will not be back until July 5th when the young people take over. What happened on that Tuesday? Y'all, if you're able to watch the hearings, do so. No, I'm not reporting out here tomorrow morning. I will post in the chat or on the thread. Are there any questions? Because I want to sign off. I know this was last minute. I see you, Valerie and Marion, Dana, Mike. I see y'all. Yes, Valerie, signs of the times. Yes, 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 yes. There's so much. Y'all get your voting ID in place as well. Have all of that done. Just get it done. If you're moving or you know you've moved, update your voting ID record now. Don't wait till later. Get all that done now. All right, y'all. Oh, the last thing I wanted to do, these came in and these are pretty sporty, y'all. And you can go to the GailDudley.com website to get this and hit shop. Y'all, these are the t-shirts. So ready. And then on the sleeve, it says vote. So ready to vote, but then y'all look at this one. This one's pretty the bomb too. We also have the vote mugs that are out as well. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put these two. We'll do these as a giveaway when we come back. So y'all, this one's Be Ready and the vote on the sleeve. And this is great quality and good sizing for these t-shirts. You can go to GailDudley.com and get the merch. There's tons up there. But anyway, what we're going to do, we'll give these two away next week. And we don't know what we'll do yet, but we'll give these two. But I think these are, one's an extra large and one's probably a 2XL. But these are cool. These are so cool. And we want to really encourage, we did these because we want to encourage people to vote. The red one comes in like 9 different colors. So when you go to the website, hit shop. Again, that's Gail Dudley, GailDudley.com. When you go there, yeah, it is, Valerie. I'm loving the merch. When you go there, just hit the icon that says shop. All types of stuff is coming up there. And then the distribution center will send it directly to you. All right, y'all, that's all I have. I don't see any other things in the chat. But y'all, yeah, it was worth us coming on here. And first of all, let me say this before I sign off. It's a blessing to get emails and inbox messages and text messages asking, okay, we hear this on television, but we want to hear it from you. Y'all, thank you for trusting me with this news. Thank you for your support. The team thanks you. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I said, you know what? They want to know the truth. Let me give them the truth, especially after I've been looking at some of it. So I wanted to come on here. You won't see me again until July the 5th. Actually, you won't see me until July 6th. July the 5th is the Young People Takeover. So make sure you come on here to support Isaiah and Lexi Williams on Tuesday. What we're doing, we're training up, we're mentoring up the young people to take leadership roles. So in the summer, it's the Young People Takeover. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I say. Stay well, everyone. And remember to make some bold moves. Have a great day and a safe holiday.